Electricity generation, yes, and water supply to the people. Tede is supposed to be 4 times larger than the dam we are seeing. 4 times larger than Doma Dam, the plan for Tede Dam, which is yet to come. Doma came first, and Doma is a dam of 37.5 million cubic meter, and is to irrigate a total area of 2,000 hectares downstream. The system of irrigation is sprinkler. Government has put in place the pumping station, the pipes, and all the hydrants are in place. What needs to be done is the restructuring of the pump, because the pump has been there since 1987. They need to be refurbished before we can talk of powering it. When we go there, we find out that we have bought 4 number 500 kVA gen set to power the pumps. And we are planning this year now to connect it to a public power line, because close to us, NASARAWA state government are extracting 10 million cubic meters of water for treatment for the Doma community. It's working there. And as soon as we are able to refurbish the pumps, then we'll be able to test and then take water downstream for sprinkler irrigation. You are past the land. You see how fertile this land is. You see how enormous the land is. And if we have a land like this, people in Nigeria can benefit from it a great deal. Minister, you are welcome, sir, and you are welcome home. Thank you, sir.
Well, journalists have questions at this end they ask. This infrastructure has been lying and ready. So what the government has done in recent times under our SHORE program is to devote some of the money that we are recovering from the subsidy reduction of petroleum consumption tax or prices to agriculture. And Doma Dam is one of the centers we're using to promote rice production. So the government has given some money to readjust the pump and indeed to service the irrigation infrastructure that's already on ground, so that from the next growing season we expect to see a number of activities here in terms of actual production of rice and other crops. This is one of the richest agricultural zones of the country, and every infrastructure is on ground. What we need is to indeed finish what we are doing now and ensure that production takes place here. You can see the dam. Here virtually all we need is on ground. Here, this dam was built by the federal government. And if you have questions, please you ask before we go to where the other portions of the job are doing now.
For them to check, and we'll be able to test them. The electrical works are all in place now. When we go out, we'll see 4 number 500 kV gen set in the house we have just passed. It will energize this to get water downstream, and we are planning now to connect it to the national grid, because at the NASARAWA water scheme there's already NEPA line, PHCN line. Ours is to connect from there down to this place. Thank you, sir.
Infrastructure in the field is good.
It's okay for that.
250 hectares. What are you cultivating now?
Mostly we do vegetables, some brook or maize and melon.
What about the rice component?
The rice, we are going into that area, and I think when we expand this now, then we'll get down there. With the promise of the federal government, we'll be able to get there. Thank you, sir.
Any questions? This is the place to ask the question. From here we are no longer. Okay. Yes, quickly. Come on.
My name is NASARAWA, which I report for Radio Nigeria. I want to know specifically the crops under cultivation now, and that is 1. 2, from the sales of how much do you generate, because when you cultivate such a large land, you should be able to make some money. And then how many cubic liters of potable water has been given to the people within this area. And why is it that do you have full control of the access to this place, because you couldn't enter some of these places?
We are given 10 million cubic meter, as I said before, raw water to the NASARAWA state government. The treatment plant is just behind us. They treat the water and they send it to the Doma community. The crops we are growing here presently, rice mainly. In the dry season we grow vegetable, we grow melon and we grow maize. As we're passing on the road, we see the whole extent of the farm, and even now the crops can be visibly seen. Thank you, sir.
Any income?
Yes. What we are doing is to provide infrastructures for the farmers. We provide infrastructures and the land is given to farmers and they grow. I think if we go to the office, we'll be able to see statistics of harvest by our farmers. It's for the farmers. Thank you, sir.
Well, let me say that we are happy to be at Doma Dam.
Thank you, sir.
We have seen the rehabilitation work. We remain hopeful that the SURE program, which is using this dam for increased production of food, will be successful. They have rehabilitated 5 out of the 6 pumps, and these 2 pumps are already irrigating 250 hectares for farmers, planting all manner of crops, vegetable during the dry season. At Doma Dam, you say has 37 billion.
That's 37.5 million cubic
cubic meters of water. This is one of the biggest dams around, and it has a potential for fishery, for cultivation, and the federal government intends to use this dam to full effect to ensure that we cultivate land and produce sufficient rice in the country. This is in addition to other centers where government is doing the same thing. So they are presently rehabilitating and connecting to national grid, putting all the generators and every pump to use. So when are you likely to finish the rehabilitation?
We are thinking we are in tune with UTC Technical, and I think before the end of the year, the remaining pump will be coupled and will be able to test.
So which means by what time will you be full-fledged?
We are thinking from January we should be able to practice irrigation in this place. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Thank you very much. UTC Technical.